Hello friends, Adam here with FED, back again with another episode of Fire Emblem, New Mystery of the Emblem, Lunatic Reverse Mode. Again, it's the hardest difficulty you'll find in Fire Emblem, only comparable to maybe Awakening Lunatic Plus. So, this chapter, you can choose one of two chapters by saying yes or no to Jagan, and at the end of the previous chapter, we said no, so that we get this chapter. The reason we do this one instead of the one where Athena, who is a Myrmidon, is the boss, is because there's a couple of Myrmidons on the map, and honestly, Milo has a hard time dealing with them. And it's just a little easier for our specific build and our team to handle this map. After you beat the map, you do get different units depending on which one you do. Beating this map gets you another archer, Gordon, who is honestly really good in this mode, and I'm really glad I had him. But I've been told by other people that Athena is honestly really good on Lunatic. So you can probably find either way. So the big thing here is we set up a wall with our three guys who they can't kill, but they can survive a round of combat. So we have the three set up here, being Luke, Ryan, and Luke, Rhodey, and Sita. We just have to take 2 turns of them just enemy phasing. The reason we don't put Milo in the front line is because he kills all these enemies in one round, so he would have to fight all 3 of them essentially. And because his defense is so low, they would choose to target him over them, so you have to be wary of that. But again, it's just a little bit of patience, a little bit of turtling, and we get through this. Again, Milo can one-round these enemies pretty easily. And the only enemies left after the first 2 Axe Fighters and the Mercenary, and unnecessary crits are awesome, are the Archers and the Sniper George. So George is pretty terrifying, really high speed. He'll double pretty much anyone in your party except for Sita, but he'll one-shot Sita anyways, so it doesn't really matter. So these Archers, another unnecessary crit, awesome. These Archers and George have group AI, meaning that when you move into the range of one of them, they all move. So we put Ryan in range of the 2 Archers where he will take a hit from each of them, but also deal some damage in return, giving us enough, essentially doing enough damage to let our other units combine to kill them, and also be in a position to take care of George that same turn. So luckily, Ryan does have some pretty decent defense. I'm pretty sure this is base Ryan, so this works every time. He could take a crit, which is annoying, but luckily he doesn't. And now the big thing we want to do here is take care of both the Archers and then surround George, because we don't have enough firepower at this point to take out George this turn as well as the 2 Archers. But if we play well and we surround George, because Archers only can attack at 2 range, he is stuck and can't attack anyone. So we just surround him, and then we take our sweet time taking him out. Now, there are no there's no blooper reel, no gag reel of me dying or losing this chapter, because we did it our first try, got lucky, I guess, or I'm just that good. But obviously I did some planning beforehand, so it's not like I actually did it first try. It's my first try recording. And full disclosure, I do play the chapters before I record them, just so that I have a general idea of what I'm going to do, so I can play it relatively fastly for you guys to watch, and it's not so boring. And now again, you see we have Luke and Rhodey take some more shots at him, and then we give Milo the final kill because I like him and I want him to have all the experience. So this chapter is honestly pretty basic, not too hard, as long as you are patient. My big problem when first trying to beat this map is just I wasn't patient enough, and I wasn't willing to use all the healing items I had. So the thing is, this strategy really hinged on units that didn't have any RNG to them. So Luke, Rhodey, and Sita were all base level, and were able to tank at the beginning, and it worked really, really well. So now moving into chapter 5 of the prologue, this is our first actual taste of a map. It's bigger than one screen, and there's actually some there's a few more enemies than we're used to at this point. This feels more like standard Fire Emblem fare, honestly. So this map, we really need to take advantage of the group AI that some of these enemies have. So there are a couple of enemies that will not move unless you're in range of more than one of them at a time. And I'll show that off in a second when we actually do it. To start off, we do play it really safe, and we just have Milo take an enemy out here, because he does double because of that speed boon we gave him. And in a turn, And the next turn we're going to get a very important unit to the rest of the prologue, Merrick. He is a mage who hits on the lower defensive stat, generally being resistance. So Merrick is he's just going to be crucial to this, because he can attack at 1 or 2 range, meaning he can generally avoid counterattacks, which is really good, but his stats are also just really good. He has high enough speed to never get doubled, and he has high enough defense to tank hits better than a lot of other units we already have. So as you can see, he's already making himself useful here, dealing a solid chunk of damage. The sad thing is he doesn't have enough speed to really double any of the enemies throughout the rest of the prologue, unless maybe you get some lucky levels and level him really hard or something. But chances are that's not going to happen. So now we need to take care of this ruffian here and be prepared for that hunter to attack. Luckily, this hunter is honestly really weak, and even our lowest defense unit, being Reese, or Riss, however you say his name, the healer, can take a shot from him, and he does not get doubled by him. So we want to avoid that if we can, and we definitely want to keep Sita out of range, because she'll take triple effective might from his weapon. But as you can see here, Reese just takes it, and it's not even a big deal. And now he's easy pickings for the next turn. And now we have to worry about these 3 units, these 2 axe fighters and this thief over here. So they have group AI. So if you're in range of one of them, they won't move. At least that's what I've noticed with my testing and playing around with it. I don't know for sure. I haven't looked into the code or anything. But that's my understanding. That's the way they seem to play. And that works right here. It's actually pretty interesting. We're going to move Merrick into the range of one of these enemies. So it's this axe fighter right there, the one on the bottom. Merrick is going to be in range of him, but he's not going to move. So that makes this 100% safe to do. Merrick could tank the hit if he had to, but he doesn't, so it's fine. So the way we're going to work around not having to get hit by both of these enemies all with one character, because honestly, I don't think I have anyone in my party that could take a hit from both the axe fighter and the thief, or 2 axe fighters at this point. Potentially our avatar Milo could do it. But if we place a unit, I'm just showing off that, yeah, we get jacked up. If we place a unit right here on the forest, and they can't kill the axe fighter, then they will only get attacked by 1 enemy. So Sita goes right there on the forest, gets attacked by the axe fighter, but also activates the other 2 to move because of their group AI. But because, again, we lined it up in such a way that they couldn't all attack her, both attack her essentially. So again, we use Milo here because his high strength and speed allow him to double, but frustratingly enough, he misses again, which is kind of a theme with him. His skill isn't as good as I'd like it, but he does he deals so much damage that it's hard to be upset about it. Luckily, we can have Merrick run in and just clean up for him. And then we have our 2 archers and our cavaliers to deal with them. So honestly, these enemies aren't too bad to deal with. It's pretty chill for the rest of the map. And then we just have to run over and take care of the boss, who has a hand axe. So he has 1-2 range, meaning no matter what, we're going to take a counter attack. But it's not that big a deal in the long run. Alright, so this chapter is honestly not that difficult. It looks really intimidating when you first play it. But the big thing is just to be patient. Again, that's kind of the theme of Lunatic Reverse, I feel like. So far, at least. Is patience generally works out for you. Except there's 2 chapters from now, there's one that patience doesn't really work. And I'll talk about it when we get there. It's actually a pretty fun chapter that I had some fun developing a strat for. I thought I did a pretty good job. Made full use of enemy priority and enemy AI and stuff. It's fun. But yeah, so I guess I'll just let I'll actually, after we kill this guy, I'll probably skip to when we kill the boss, just because I don't think you guys need to watch me moving units over there, and then we'll finish up. So we'll kill this guy and move on. Alright, now so after we moved our guys over here, did some healing and checked on some things, we are now getting ready to take out this boss, who again has a hand axe, which is 1-2 range, meaning no matter what, he can counterattack us, meaning he'll always attack first, no matter who attacks him. Unless we have like a longbow or something, but that's not something you get in the prologue. So we have Merrick deal the first bit of damage here, and as you can see, Merrick's defense is actually pretty good. Like, honestly, I think it's the same as, like, base Luke and a little higher than base Rhodey even. So, as a mage, it's pretty impressive how tanky he really is, and makes him a decent, like, frontliner for the duration of the prologue. Now, we could just give the kill to Milo, but I want to spread some experience around. So we do let Luke run in, deal some damage, and then we will, I believe I have him kill, I believe I have Milo kill him, because again, I want him to just, I'm trying to power level him essentially, because I have a feeling he's going to be the most important and like kind of the key figure of our army going forward. So I just want to make him really buff. Alright, so that is it for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Tune in next time for Prologue 6 and 7, and then after that we'll do Prologue 8, and it'll be a lot of fun. So thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you're new, and yeah, thanks. And yeah, so bye guys.